Hello and welcome. I just wanted to ask you if you've ever had any issues, any concerns with anxiety in any way. And if you have, you're probably part of about 99% of the population, I feel like. And I've been told by my guides that actually every person on the planet has felt anxiety in one form or another through their life. Some people have had it more, some people have had it less, but it's something in which is very usual, very common for the human experience. And so with anxiety, there's actually different forms of it. You know, some of the forms of that you are feeling nervous, you're feeling uncomfortable, you're not feeling safe within yourself. Other forms of anxiety can actually be more extroverted. So there's that perpetual push to want to do more. There's that, wanting to check in with other people to make sure that they're okay, wanting to, sort of control what is going on environmentally, other people, other things. A good example of this was there was a person cutting wood just behind me, and I kept waiting, going, are they going to stop? Can I do the video? Is this going to work? And I ended up just allowing myself to go with it and doing the video regardless. And if the noise starts, well then, hey, there'll be a bit of noise in the video. This is one way in which you can combat anxiety and which you can really allow yourself to work with it in a different way and allow yourself to be able to not allow it to have the hold on you that will restrict you in your movements, in your thinking, in what you want to do for your life. It is just one way. There are many ways in which we can combat anxiety. But it's that thing in which when you're constantly thinking about it and thinking about what can happen, what might happen, what has happened, this actually creates a container around that emotion of anxiety. And when that container is formed, what actually happens is you can't sort of get out of it. It's almost like you're sealing it into yourself. When you have an amount of alignment, mindfulness, or shifting your attention and your focus, and also actually even making friends with the anxiety and actually seeing what the anxiety is about, that can break that container, release the anxiety and help you to continue to move on. And funnily enough, I keep hearing the saw in the background, so I hope it's not interfering with the video too much. I'm just going to keep going. So this is the first subject that I'll be doing in the Zoom group that I'm starting. It'll be at 5:15 p.m. El Salvador time, so you have to check your time zone for when it's going to be on in your country and your state. But it's something in which I felt was really good to start with, because it's something that many of us, if not all of us, understand and know or do have anxiety come to visit us in one form or another through our life. But it is what you can actually do with it and how you can actually work with yourself and to learn some new techniques and some practices in which you can eradicate anxiety completely, or you can actually use it as leverage to be able to turn it into something positive, something really good, and actually help to benefit your life instead of restricting it. Because there's so much of life that we go through. Some more noise from the trucks. There's so much in life that we go through that we are restricting ourselves because we think this might happen, we think this might go on, or this has happened in the past, instead of allowing ourselves to actually embrace what we are needing and what we are wanting at the time, and to be able to focus on a goal that we're trying to create at that time, and also have some flexibility with that goal and allow that to come through in a much more of a well-formed way for that particular time. Okay, so if you like to subscribe, share me around, like, comment. I love to get your feedback. Really, really cool about these, and love it when you subscribe. I'm on YouTube, Insta, Facebook, TikTok, so if you would like to do that, really appreciate it. Really helps the algorithms. So let's get on to the weekly reading this week. This is from Monday the 17th of March through till Sunday the 25th of March. I hope that's right, 24th, 25th, around there anyway. You'll be able to work that out. So just let me tune in again with my guides, get a bit censored, and come back after hearing the noise, and we'll get on and see what's going on for the week ahead. They're talking about change, anxiety and movement. There's quite a lot going around at the moment, and this is a little bit of the fallout from the last few years. They're actually talking about COVID and still the fallout from COVID, but there's also things going on more of a global scale in relation with, sort of Trump, the war in Israel, and Russia as well, with the Ukraine. There's all kinds of political sort of movement that's going on, stock markets crashing, lots and lots of things. There's a lot of anxiety in the air, and people are feeling a bit displaced within themselves. So when this happens, usually we have a default that we go to, and some people's default is to block it out, other people's default is to drink, other people's default is to get focused and do more stuff. So it's really about recognizing where your default is. Is your default to just push through things? Is it to hide? Is it to fill your life up with so much stuff that you can't actually think and you're actually overwhelmed? And so, I just asked, are we doing the days of the week? And they're saying no, because I just realized I wasn't doing the days of the week, but this is generally for the week. So it's really about having more awareness and having more alignment about where you're actually sitting and where your default is sitting. And when that does pop up, it's not about berating yourself or getting down or anything like that. It's about going, okay, this is really interesting. When this happens, I end up doing this, because you will, if you're open and if you ask your guides and those in spirit who love you to come close and to help you to have some more clarity and understanding about your default programs, about where you go to when you're feeling unsafe, when anxieties are around you, or when there's any sort of complication or overwhelm in your life, what you actually do. And it's when you start to recognize this. Recognition is about power. When you know something, when you're aware of it, it can give you an enormous amount of flexibility, of strength, of understanding. Then you can start working at it from there. So the one thing they're saying is, first, be kind to yourself when you're noticing this. The second step is to ask yourself in a very real way, okay, if I was to change what I'm doing anywhere from sort of 10% up to about 30 or 40%, what would that change look like? And what would be the easiest, consistent change that I could do at the moment? Then once you realize, I could be doing more exercise, it could be doing some meditation, it could be going for a walk in nature, going for a swim, or whatever that may be. Could even be socializing and catching up with friends, because some people retreat. So when you recognize this, it's about, okay, how can I implement this on a daily basis. How can I bring this into my life that's going to be really easy and manageable for me to do, and something which is not going to actually take out too much headspace. It's not going to take too much energy to do this. Then once you do this, this is about actually congratulating yourself afterwards. So whether you're able to change things 5% or 30 or 40% daily, because this is about consistency, and it's really about changing those patterns that arise when anxiety comes to visit, when insecurity comes to visit. My normal go-to is this. And another thing that I do is actually go, okay, well, what if I was to do the absolute opposite of that? And that is another way in which you can actually ask yourself, okay, what would the opposite of this be? And how can I implement this in my life in a really easy way? The best changes are small, consistent changes, because when you try to do something really big, and you're like, right, I'm going to go to the gym 3-4 times a week, you know, I'm going to cut out all sugar out of my diet, you know, I'm going to this, whatever it is, generally they don't last that long. Or you're doing them for a finite period. But what we're really looking for here is to create more beneficial, long-term, consistent changes which are going to actually become a lifestyle. And through becoming that lifestyle, it will actually change your identity of who you are and how you see yourself into something much more positive, much more beautiful, much more beneficial for you in all possible ways. So, they're just telling me that's the end of the weekly reading this week, bit of a different one, so I hope you've enjoyed that. And if you'd like any more information about having a session with me or joining my weekly fortnightly Zoom classes that I'm going to be running, first one on anxiety, either DM me, send me a message on Facebook, Insta, email, WhatsApp, my number's there, or go to my booking page and you can get some information there. Okay, lots of love. Thank you very much for joining me, and ciao until next week.